Flight of the Phoenix, a story for Anthonians by Anthonians. To all Anthonians, students and staff, past and present, who, in one way or another, have journeyed or are journeying with the school. On the eve of a new school year, a pair of twins stood before the mirror. Dressed in uniforms of white and khaki, the unmistakable likeness of brother and sister. Proud parents watched them standing there, looking all ready to go places. But soon they noticed frowns appearing upon the children's solemn faces. "What's the matter, little ones? Aren't you glad to go to school?"
"We're not so sure now, Mum and Dad, although we used to think it's cool. But now we're worried of what comes next. We just don't know if we have what it takes."
"Don't you worry, little ones. We believe that you will make it. Whenever you think you really can't, remember the Anthonian Spirit. See the bird upon that crest? That's the phoenix burning bright. A bird of legend apart from the rest, blazing forward as it takes flight." That night, as the twins lay in bed, many thoughts ran through their heads. They tossed and turned, tried counting sheep, and finally fell into a troubled sleep. But both awoke with a sudden start, to a quickened beating of the heart. From the darkness a spark appeared, one that soon formed a flaming bird.
"Greetings, young ones.
A voice thundered.
I am the phoenix of whom you've heard. I sense your mood, your apprehension of what you will face as Anthonians. So let me take you on a journey where there are many things to see. Learn from those who have walked this path, from those who once thought the road was tough."
And so the flight of the phoenix began. Brother and sister alongside went. Children and creature soared up high as colors filled the darkened sky. To humble beginnings the trio arrived at a place in history. The phoenix told a tale of toil and strife, a part of Anthonian story.
St. Anthony's Primary School is our name, but it was not always so. St. Anna's School was how we first began, founded by Father Jose Pedro. The school was started for poor children, for those who lacked the means. It gave them the chance for education, the curious child, the passionate teen. The school building was redeveloped as through the years our numbers grew. Boys and girls were separated. We became St. Anthony's Boys' School. The Christian Brothers of LaSalle arrived and took over school administration. We were even conquered but survived the Japanese occupation. Through sweat and tears, a renewal began, a rebirth to start anew. We moved again, a new name we gained, St. Anthony's Primary School. From then till now, we endured and excelled, ignited by the Anthonian Spirit. But let's hear of how we made it through the trials, how we overcame the odds and beat it.
The flight of the phoenix resumed once again. Brother and sister alongside went. Children and creature soared up high as colors filled the darkened sky. The trio appeared in a room of the past, where a class of students gathered. Wooden tables, rickety chairs, a blackboard where chalk dust collected. The teacher's voice boomed loud and clear as the lesson was being conducted. No computers, no mobile devices, yet learning in no way obstructed. The scene then changed to one more familiar, a classroom filled with technology. The buzz of the students as they engaged in discussions, everyone made learning their priority.
It doesn't matter where you learn or what things you have with you. It's not the place, it's not the tools, it's your heart to learn anew.
The scene changed again to a place where laughing children played, around an asana tree of old. Running and chasing, jumping and throwing, amazing friendships to behold.
Working and playing are all part of your learning. It seems there's a lot to do. But put your doubts aside and search deep down inside for the passion that is within you. The passion to learn, the passion to serve is the flame that burns inside you. The passion to share, the passion to care is the light that will spread joy around you. So let this be your first lesson here on how you can believe that the passion inside you will be the force that will drive you to learn how to learn and to live.
The flight of the phoenix resumed once again. Brother and sister alongside went. Children and creature soared up high as colors filled the darkened sky. The trio appeared in a field of green where a crowd of students congregated. Loud cheers and applause filled the scene as they saw winners being congratulated. The sound of the horn blares, signaling the start of a race. The children ran like hares, all hoping to win first place. A child confidently races ahead. It was clear he was a winner. But without any warning, he falls down instead. On the ground lay a forlorn figure. As the others ran past, the fallen boy grimaced in pain. He knew he would now be last, and any effort would be in vain. But then the boy stopped and ran towards him, a look of concern in his eyes. He saw the blood on the fallen boy's shin and lifted him up, helping him rise. Arms around each other, they walked towards the finish line. All around the field, the cheers rocked for the true winners of our time.
Like mountains unforgiving are the challenges you will face. They seem oh so daunting, you just feel like quitting, but don't you ever leave the race. How then have we endured? Through trials and challenges so many. Beyond our own strengths, you can count on your friends and teachers who care aplenty. Know then that you're not alone on this journey you're about to embark. A community of faith, a path it will pave, a road where you'll make your mark.
The flight of the phoenix resumed once again. Brother and sister alongside went. Children and creature soared up high as colors filled the darkened sky. The trio reappeared to a scene of devastation. On the faces of those around them were clear signs of desolation. Damaged buildings, broken walls, the stench of smoke and death surrounded. People crying in pain and suffering, the time when Singapore surrendered. A sense of helplessness filled the twins at the destruction all around them.
Why do we need to see this?
They wondered.
Would our school life be that grim?
Let us pray this never happens again, to our school nor to our country. But this hard lesson we must never forget, else the road ahead will be worse than bumpy.
As the phoenix said these words, its voice quivered and was weakened. Its once glorious flame started to wane, its light fading, a failing beacon. All of a sudden, without any warning, the phoenix exploded in flames. A darkened patch, no longer burning, a heap of ashes it became. Brother and sister stood alone, shocked at what they had seen. They looked at each other, not knowing at all what all this could mean. As the sun rose to welcome the morning, the siblings sat down in deep, silent mourning.
What's next?
They asked.
Is this the end?
They weren't quite sure what this might portend. But from the dark ashes, a young fledgling emerged, a newborn phoenix all ready to surge. The creature burst out in bright, vibrant flames, a vision of glory, its majesty retained.
Fear not, little ones, for I have returned. For it is my nature to renew and relearn. And that's what our school did after Singapore's fall. Perseverance and resolve helped us through it all. Tough times don't last, tough people do. And this is a saying that for us holds true. Our enemies fled, leaving behind a mess for our people after their surrender signed. It seemed like the end of the road, and we wondered how we would cope. But with resilience and drive and the passion to strive, our renewal brought us new hope. So take heart, little ones, when the going gets tough. The chance to renew brings you out of the rough. The way that we learn, the way that we teach, a time of renewal can extend our own reach. Now here ends the Phoenix's flight. I hope you've learned much on this journey. Now sleep well the rest of this night, for tomorrow Anthonians you'll be.
The phoenix circled once more, an arc of blazing glory, flew straight into the hearts of the children and imbued them for their Anthonian journey. The bewildered twins opened their eyes and found themselves in bed.
It was just a dream.
They sighed until they saw a flaming feather fade. Up they got from out of their beds, excited to the core, got ready, got changed, and quickly rushed out through their bedroom door.
Mom, Dad, we're ready, let's go. It's time to be in school. We can't be late, we can't be slow. As Anthonians, that won't be cool.
Their parents looked on, surprised, amused at the excitement of their little ones. But they welcomed the change in the children, now soothed, and they knew their learning would be fun. Hand in hand they walked through the portal of this great school. More than a building, more than a place, the Anthonian is about its people too. Our Anthonian story thus far has through decades and centuries last. Our journey's been long, we give voice to a song, joining those who came from our past. Yet, we have come to the end of this story, but we all know it never really ends. Once an Anthonian, always an Anthonian, they say, and that's true for Anthonian women and men. So live the Anthonian spirit wherever you may go. Grow as you advance, for that's our Crescit Yundo.